Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your Legends, Hoopla, Shenanigans for the day. We're in the Dido, right? So I kept meaning to do a video on this ship way earlier, right? Tier 5 cruiser, and I absolutely love it. Well, you guys know me, I do tend to, I like cruisers, right? So, I have my favorites and my dislikes, right? But anyway, so this ship is still available for a little bit longer, right, through the rest of this update. So you're only going to have a couple days left, right? But you can technically get it for free through the, you can get Admiralty backing for the campaign. We use that reload booster there on that Nagato, and we're able to just unload and trigger tons of fires there. But this is part of why I love this ship too. But yeah, you get, the sort of the short duration smoke screens, so a lot of sort of just kind of get out of jail freebie cards when you need them, right? It's a British destroyer, right? So I think you don't get propulsion mod, right? So you have to plan for those smoke screens. But anyway, so yeah, so Admiralty backing you can get for free this time, which is super rare. So if you didn't pick that up, go and get it right now. You may struggle to get through the campaign depending on how often you play, but yeah, Admiralty backing's free. And then that'll get you, as you play through the campaign, there's quite a few of the event currency, they're called pinatitas, right? And then there's chain bundles in the store. There's one that includes this ship, and I'm pretty sure you could get to it without having to spend any real money if you played through the campaign and missions and stuff enough throughout, right? So but anyway, so we picked this ship up. This was kind of my choice over, I think there was another one, there's like the Repulse or something. You could also get another tier 5 ship. But I'm absolutely loving this thing. And we've had really good games with it. And it's awesome. This reload boost is insane. These smoke screens are super helpful in the right moments. Right, and then you do get torpedoes and sonar as well. So like all my favorite tech is here, right? So yeah, we'll take advantage of the smoke for a little bit longer and send some fireballs at this Tennessee. And I'm basically just triggering fires on people and then moving on to the next ship, right, to just try and just damage farm everybody and anybody, right? So Tennessee goes down, so that means we are unspotted now. Unless we fire our guns, so we'll get picked up from firing our guns. There is still a destroyer out here somewhere over in C. So we'll keep an eye out for him. But you notice our smoke screen, right, since those short duration smoke screens, they come back really quickly as well, especially since we had fully packed. We were near an ally here. So that came back pretty quick too. And then we're going to get our reload booster back pretty quickly as well. So fully pack's the way to go for legendary perk, at least my opinion here on this ship, right? So we'll push up. We've got a couple of ship lead, and so we can see if we can get into the Charlie cap and steal that zone from them. And then if we do get detected, right, we can plan for the smoke and then use the reload boosts again, right? So, and then sonar will be coming back as well. We're already up to 50,000 damage, right? This is a tier 5 ship, just gotta keep that in mind, right? So we're not up at the higher tiers, so sometimes I play a little bit more aggressive down here just for fun. But we'll keep pushing up. We're gonna get spotted because we fired our guns. Nagato's out there as well. Be nice to trip a fire on him. And the AP is decent as well. I tend to lean in, especially at range, I tend to lean into the HE shells, but AP works also on this ship pretty decent. So occasionally we switch to it. I'm going to drop my smoke. We're getting spotted. We see torpedoes from a destroyer here. So we're going to use the smoke. I couldn't quite make it into the zone here, but you have to keep in mind you don't have that prop mod, so you can't get, you can't stop quickly, so you have to plan that out, right? So fire on the Nagato. We did use the reload boost, and man, that is a epic boost, right? It doesn't last very long, but that allows you to get like what, 5 or 6 salvos out, something like that, like really quick, right, back to back, super fast, right? So that makes him want to turn away. He's like, nope, don't like this. So he was coming this direction, and then that happened, and he's moving away now, right? So torpedoes from the destroyer. We were pointed in towards him. We do have sonar ready, but right, I kind of figure where he just shot. Maybe we'll be okay for a little bit here. We get the Nagato with the fire. Our smoke is about to run out here, right? It's shorter duration. There's the Akatsuki. Get a Citadel hit with the HE shells on the carrier. We'll prioritize the destroyer, right? I didn't quite lead him enough. These bullets do kind of arch quite a bit. especially at range. Go case is coming this way, but not fast enough for our torpedoes. Take the shot with the HE shells, even though he disappeared. Right, I'm just going to pick on whoever we can at the moment. I got 2 destroyers out in front of me on my team, right? So we're not, you know, I'll hold off right now because we're not taking a lot of heat. But if we need to, we can use smokescreen. Back already. Carrier looks like he wants to pick on me. All right, more torpedoes. We're going to trip the sonar now. Make sure there's no more coming. And somebody finished off the carrier for us. We'll point in towards the torpedoed bombers to try and dodge those. We do manage to get around those. We'll start pushing up and see if we can help with the last destroyer here, wherever he is. And then I'll do another game as well. So we'll take a look at we'll finish this one off, a little bit more action here, and then we'll take a look at the leaderboard and scoreboard and stuff, and then we'll do another game. And then I'll go into how I have the build and commander set up and stuff like I normally would. There is the destroyer. So we'll divert our attention to him. This would be a really nice moment to have that reload boost ready. Just keeping an eye on where those planes are coming from. Get a couple of decent hits there. Sonar is picking up those torpedoes early for us. We'll shoot the destroyer any moment that he's spotted, because he's going to be the hardest to get rid of if he goes undetected. A couple more hits there. We'll shoot the go case. He's also low. There goes the cruiser. I'll send the torps, right? Just cause. And then we'll work on this repulse here too. He's not looking at us, so I figured we'll go broadside and see if we can get all the turrets on him. And then we'll use that reload boost, so we'll just watch 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 salvos with that reload boost. I did switch to AP there just because he's been on fire, just kind of see how much damage we could do. So, like I said, that works pretty decent as well. He's going to shoot at us, right? It doesn't matter anymore, right? We've got this game won. This is one of 2 ships remaining, so I'm being super, super aggressive here. But he's getting so hyper-focused on that I don't even think he gets another shot at us, right? Everybody on my team is shooting this guy. So he goes down. That gives us helping hand. We have 5 assists for the game. And then we can see that the carrier is spotting the destroyer, right? You can see the destroyer on the minimap. Taking the shot, just guessing, right? Because I could see where the aircraft carrier was dropping bombs. But yeah, so you can see he's on the minimap, but we can't lock onto him. That just means the planes are spotting him instead of a ship. So we'll just continue to push up and help finish him off. If he doesn't get spotted, we're going to win on points very, very quickly here, but he does get himself spotted. We'll turn out a little bit to get these rear turrets on target, but yep, Fuso finishes him off. So we'll take a peek at the board, and then I've got another game lined up, and then we'll do how I have the mods set up and the commander and all that other fun stuff, right? So that one does put us at the top. And then we walk away with almost 300,000 in credits for that game. So we'll jump right into the action on the next one. We've got a Hyuga off in the distance, and we've got just the perfect little arch here and between these islands here to be able to shoot at him. I did drop the smoke. We were spotted by this Nevi previously, and I wasn't sure where he was and wasn't sure who was spotting us, but it probably was him. He does not have a very big health pool. We'll try and focus on him while he's detected here. We do lose our cruiser there. Was up a little bit too far, a little bit too early in the game for a cruiser to be up quite that far, right? There's at least two battleships and a cruiser that could shoot you, right? Like, don't get up that far. And this Dallas, right? It looks like we're going to be able to hit him. We'll see, right? If you, normally if you're zoomed in, right, like, yeah, just over, right? Otherwise, you'd have that little white island symbol right by your aiming, your aiming reticle. That usually is what tells you if you're going to hit the land. So we're able to get a couple hits on him. He is backing up now, though, so we're going to lose that opportunity there. And we're technically losing this game, right? We've lost a cruiser. They've only lost a destroyer. And they've got Charlie Zone capped for a while now, right? They got that almost right away. So we need to make something happen, but we're sort of a little bit pinned down here because we're a cruiser and there's these 3 battleships, right? There's 2 up north of Bravo, and there's actually another 2 over in the Charlie Cap, right? So if we're spotted, those guys can probably shoot us, and since we're a cruiser, right, especially British cruiser, right, you can go down quite quickly from battleships, so we need to be careful. Kind of trying to think if maybe we could get into the zone and help with the points situation, and then use our smoke screen. But I'm trying to be careful. Yeah, we do get picked up here, so we're gonna drop the smoke. And I was keeping an eye over at Alpha, right? That cruiser was coming around the corner as well, and he would have been able to spot us as well. So we'll use the smoke here, and of course I'm the only one spotting these battleships, so they disappear as we duck into the smoke. And this does come back pretty quickly, right? So I'm undetected here again. And so I'm going to try and take advantage of this. Let's see if we can get into the zone. We're unspotted. I need to move away from that cruiser over at Alpha. He's the closest one to me. 10.4 kilometers away, and my spotting range is 10.3. You can see up in the top left by the mini-map, right? So we need to keep just another 0.1 kilometer away from him to remain undetected for another 22 seconds here. And we'll have our smoke screen ready if we need it, right? And then we can go to town. I'm going to try and remain in this zone. I think we're going to get pushed by our allied battleship here. All right, once this smoke is ready, we can drop smoke and then start firing our guns here. And then we're reload boost. We need to start using these things. I like to try and get through as many as possible, right? So we still have 3 left at that point, so now we'll have 2. But yeah, just able to just go to town on this guy with this reload boost. And then, yeah, this Fuso or whatever battleship this is, right, wants to enjoy our smoke screen. So we'll potentially take splash damage as he gets spotted because, well, he's a battleship firing his guns. Smoke screen only helps a little, tiny little bit with that, right? So he's probably spotted. We'll see if we can help finish off the Dallas. And then I'm going to already start trying to maneuver because I've Austin Powers parked myself in between this rock here. See if we can get out of this. And a couple more. Yeah, we really got myself wedged in here. But we are getting fully packed from being close to our allied battleship here, so the smoke screen's coming back even faster. So another 3 seconds here. We're going to drop this thing while we try and maneuver. Get the kill on the Dallas there finally. And then we'll drop smoke screen again. We've got ourselves finally unwedged from the island. So we'll hit reverse here to just hold our position and get some guns on target here. And just fire at this Hyuga and damage farm him. See if we can trigger some fires. We lose our Fuso, or a Hyuga, whoever that was. Getting some defense on this Hyuga as we work through him. And then again, he's going to go undetected. Right, we're fighting a losing battle here. We're down on points and we're down a ship still too. It's like somebody blind fired at me there and actually got some hits. Props to that guy. Right, but we can only be so aggressive in a cruiser like this. Very, very healthy Fuso out there. And a very healthy Arizona over here. Plus another cruiser and destroyer that are in the Charlie Cap. So our last battleship on that side is kiting away, which is totally fine. That is what I would do in the situation that I'm outnumbered. Right, we're going to have smoke back soon. I'm trying to see if we can eyeball up this Arizona here. We do have sonar in case we come across the destroyer and or cruiser this way. Right, and we're going to drop the smoke screen, we're going to send the torpedoes, and we're going to see if we can get away with firing our guns at this guy. Smoke firing penalty 4.6 is what I was checking there, so we need to keep the Arizona at least that range while we go to town here. We're going to have a reload boost ready, we're going to use that. We need to get this guy some lower on health here as quickly as possible. Right, so this just worked so freaking good. Love it. And he puts out the fire, so that's good for us. We'll keep trying to fire spam him to either trigger another one or hopefully get a flood from a torpedo. Nope, no luck is there. 18 seconds left on the smoke, so we're going to have to start working on an exit strategy because he's going to have us spotted as this... We're too close to him, right? He's going to have us spotted as this smoke dissipates here, but we'll send torps. See if we can get lucky there. We might as well fire our guns since we're going to be within detection range anyway. And we do get a fire on him, so we'll see if we can help with this emerald a little bit here and get some damage over time effects going on him. Yes, we can. Fire for him. And yes, Arizona gets a hefty, right? This is what I'm talking about. You're still a cruiser, right? Arizona gets a big hit on us, even though we're angled, right? And we're going to have smoke screen ready again, so we're absolutely going to use that. That is going to be our lifesaver. Mahan, right, we're going to divert our attention to him because, well, destroyer, right, we're the tool for the job. He is far out. We do kind of have floaty bullets, so he's going to be tough to hit. So we'll take that shot there, and then, yes, Arizona's still burning here, but let's see if we can get the defense on the B-hole here and keep that zone out of enemy hands. And potentially finish him off quicker, right? We need the guns out, right? We need his guns off the board. That's huge for us because that was our biggest threat at the moment. I think there's still a Fuso or a Hyuga out there, but over at Alpha Cap. So we're going to see if we can push up on this Emerald, right? And I'm going to switch to AP, right? If we can catch him off guard and catch him broadside, I think he's probably sitting in his smoke screen there. Right, but we'll be able to do some pretty hefty damage to him at this closer range if he's nice and angled for us with the AP. So we'll switch if we need to, but we're going to use the sonar here and move up. I probably could have waited a little bit on the sonar till we get a little bit closer here. But yeah, there's torpedoes from him. We know he's got torpedoes, right? That's one of those ones he's got like 2 racks on each side, so there's potential for more here as we push up on him. Tables have turned a little bit. We're ahead by a ship, but they've had zones for longer than us, so they're still up on points. I'm going to just take the luck shot here with, you know, the guess shot with the torpedoes. We'll widespread it. We're going to have torps ready on the other side here in a few seconds as well. Hoping to pick him up with the sonar, and we do, and he is nice and angled for us. So look at that. Boom. Crushed him. 5 Citadel hits. 2 salvos there, and he's done. Still potential for torps coming from him. I think we're clear now. Fuso's getting kind of low on health. We'll switch to the HE and see if we can finish him off. And then that last destroyer was pretty far out, so I shouldn't have to worry about him. Fuso is focusing on our battleship and destroyer that are out here on that flank, so he doesn't look like he cares about us, even though we're giving up a pretty nice broadside shot for him. We'll see if we can help take him out. Doing a little bit of damage, not much with the HE. We'll cap the zone, and then once he goes down, right, he's going to go down. Stored gets him with torpedoes. We'll cap the zone, and then we'll go destroyer hunting here. See if we can find this last one. Right, but yeah, so this ship, technically you could get it for free if you've been playing through weekly missions and the campaign, which was, you know, a rare case where Admiralty backing was free for the campaign. So if you haven't gotten it, right, you could still grind through everything this weekend, I think, if you really needed to. But you could get the campaign. I don't know if you'd be able to get I think weekly missions, right? Like those go away, and there was some you were able to earn some event currency each week from those, the pinatitas, right? So, and then check the store out and look for there's a couple of different chained bundles in the store, probably under like the special area or whatever, right? Where there's things you can buy for the pinatitas, right, for the event currency, and so you're able to get. I think I was able to get to Dido for free, right? If I hadn't bought any, I did buy some crates, and we opened crates on live stream, so I think that gave me a little bit of a head start. But I think you're able to get to this ship if you were a free-to-play player, so it would definitely be worth picking up if you like cruisers. There was another option for a battleship at Tier 5, or a Pulse, I think, so if you really hate cruisers, you could go that route also, but this just felt, I didn't get the Repulse, right? I went for this, and won't be getting the Repulse just because that's kind of a little bit more my style, and we've been doing really, really well with this ship, so yeah, so we picked this up, right? We see torpedoes coming from north of the Charlie Cap here, so we know which direction he is. No twist and track needed, right? We can just follow the path of torpedoes coming towards us. And then we'll see if we get spotted. If we don't, we know he's either off one side or the other, depending on, where these islands are. We'll have sonar ready in a moment here that we can trip, right? So we do get spotted again here. We'll trip the sonar. Then we go undetected, right? So we're basically just chasing him down. But 3 kills, potentially 4 here. There's some more torpedoes, so that gives us an indication of where he might be. I'll send torps that way, and then we'll go on the other side of the island here. But yeah, 3 kills here, potentially 4. 93,000 damage, not half bad for a Tier 5 cruiser game. We'll keep pushing up, see if we can hunt him down. We'll win on points, and it's a little bit close, right? If he were able to get a battleship and maybe us, right, he might have been able to flip the point swing here, but I think we're pretty good and solid here. Now we've got 3 zones to his 0. Doesn't stand a chance now at this point, right? But dropped his smoke screen, so now it's very obvious where he is. We'll just keep pushing up into it, see if our sonar picks him up. Not quite close enough yet for that, but we at least get the early warning on the torpedoes. And then I'll go through the commander build here too as we finish up this game. So we'll take a look at the leaderboard and score for this one, and then we'll go through like the mods and commander and stuff, all the perks that I had selected for this pick, right? But time expires, so we win on points. He wanted to just be unspotted and survive the game, I guess. Whatever. Victory. So Mr. Scrooge is a commander, guys. I'm pretty sure I'm using a free-to-play commander on this one, but 2,900 XP put us at the top of the leaderboard for that. And then I'm using, yeah, I actually have a 100% win rate still with this ship, so it's one of those ones I'm trying to, like, just win every single game, right? But only 4 battles thus far. At least at the end of that game, right, in particular. But I'm doing really, really great with it, right? And then for upgrades, I picked aiming system here, and then we do get prop mod. I forgot. I guess, yeah, we do get propulsion mod there, which is rare for the British cruisers, right? And then, yeah, Bruce Fraser is who I am using, and I've kind of leaned into, a little bit more on the HE shells for this build, right? But we're going Charles Madden, and, right, we're traverse speed, reload time, and then what the other one was, what shell grouping and reload or something, and then yeah, fire starting perks here, and then incoming damage, right? We went defensive there since I don't use the AP too much, so I didn't use punch through, and then fixated, and then fully packed for the legendary perk. And that gives us, right, pretty good fire setting chance at 13% there is kind of what I was looking at here. And then with the, with the reload and the amount of guns, right, we were able to trigger quite a few fires. And then when you get that reload boost, it's like a guaranteed multiples, right? So works really, really well. So really enjoying this ship. So that'd be my recommendation if you haven't picked something already and if you've earned enough Pinatita currencies, right? But thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to follow the channel. Click on my icon that shows up down at the bottom right. That'll take you to subscribe, and then check out my channel. We do Legends videos every single day, so there's plenty of stuff to watch. And if you are following, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.